Yes, go ahead.
Uzi, did you know? And I'm gonna before I get into the announcement, I'm gonna give you a little preamble. Did you know, Uzi? Did you know that the watch market is a $31 billion market? We're talking about the used market. The used watch market is $31 billion. Did you know that?
I've heard you say it before. Yes, you've said that before.
Okay, so that's bigger than the car. Actually, you know this better than I do. How big is the used car market? I don't think it's 31 billion. Maybe it is, but close.
Got to be bigger than that. It's huge. It's got to be huge.
Yeah. Okay, so here's what's interesting. Now, Uzi, I know you're into crypto or whatever. You're into, Palladium. Now, I'm a stock market guy. That's my specialty. That's my day job, really, right? And my real
that's hot.
I'm not a day trader.
My volume was hot. Okay, go ahead.
I'm not a day trader. So basically, what and this is people will find out. I might as well go expose myself. So what my day job has been for many years is basically I help companies. I help make stocks go up for public companies. So I find undervalued publicly traded companies, usually in the small cap, early stage companies that are undervalued. I get them in front of a lot of investors and then their stock goes up. Now I'm doing this since 1997. Long time.
I think it was called The Wolf of Wall Street. I saw a movie about
No. That's a different guy. That's a different guy. No, I'm this guy. So this is a book that I wrote. It's a #1 bestseller. That's my name, by the way. That's my real name. #1 bestseller on Amazon. It's called 10 Bagger Blueprint. What it is, it's my proven system for finding stocks. How to get in on the ground floor of stocks that go up 1,000% or more, 10x, or 10 bagger as they call it on Wall Street, right? So in the last couple of years, I've had 12 stocks that increased between 1,000 and 5,000%, right? So a couple of years. So as an example, we had a 5-cent stock that we introduced at a nickel, and it went to $2.50 in 4 months, right? So the point is, I know a little bit about stocks, right? Now, here's the thing. The watch market is $31 billion, and there's not a single pure play public company in the watch space. Meaning, if you're an investor, right? If you're an investor, you want to invest in platinum companies, mining companies, gold, palladium mining. There's a bunch of them in Canada. You want to invest in, e-commerce, a bunch of them. AI, a bunch of them. COVID, whatever, a bunch of all that. Watches. There's only one company, and that is, you know who that is? I should put this up here. Hang on a second. And that company is, I'm going to give you the name. Actually, hang on a second. That is basically, so what happened is, we got a big announcement. The Watch Reporter is now a publicly traded company.
Oh, wow. That's...
Yeah. So,
hey, Scott Smith, worked for ICE, which owns New York Stock Exchange. What's that about?
Oh,
ICE?
really? Oh, shit. I gotta get Oh, shit. I got Scott, you gotta get me an insight. I gotta get on the New York Stock Exchange because right now we're trading on the Canadian exchange. I gotta tell you, I made a big mistake because the mistake I made was I had a lot of success with Canadian markets. Or, I had a lot of Canadian client companies, and I just had this thing where I had this public vehicle on the CSE, the Canadian Stock Exchange. I had a relationship with the people before. I said, hey, I got this thing, and what we're doing with the Watch Reporter is this, right? The name of the company is really Dial Market. Dial Market is the corporation. It owns Watch Reporter. And what we're doing is this. Here is the opportunity that I see. You got, again, $31 billion market opportunity, and I think there's a need for a pure play watch stock. And what I see is this. There's a lot of these watch dealers out there, all right? There's watch dealers, guys doing $50 million a year in business, private companies. Guess what? They might be making a couple million a year profit, but you know what their business is worth? It's worth zero because their business, it's like a used car dealer. But if they were public, they could get, I believe, in my opinion, they could be valued at 10 times sales. So what we're going to do is we're gonna so the dial market is gonna have 3 components. So we got the watch reporter. We're gonna have some professional content. Obviously, I'm gonna bring in some professionals. You don't want to look at me all day here. You want to get some professionals on here. So we're gonna have that, and essentially we're gonna have a marketplace. We're gonna have a marketplace which is gonna be called Dial Market. Basically, buying and selling watches is gonna be a watch dealing platform, and I think we could easily do. I think we could do a pretty big number in sales in the first year, and we could get valued at 10 times sales. So whatever it is. So let's say we do, I don't know, let's say, and even some of these backpack dealers, these backpack dealers, some of these low life backpack dealers that you see, these guys are doing $5 million a year in business. I mean, they're making 10%, whatever.
I want that kind of money.
You're making more. Uzi, don't be shy. We know how much you're making.
A lot of money, $5 million a year. Come on.
Yeah, no, that's gross. That's gross. That's not net. They're making like 10%, maybe.
What do you mean gross? What do you mean by that? What do you mean?
They do $5 million in sales, but the profit is maybe
I do like $20 million in sales. Get the fuck out of here.
Uzi, if you were public, you should merge into New World Solutions. Hang on a second. Where's that thing? Oh shit! Hang on a second. Wait, where's my banner? I'm trying to promote the stock here. There we go. There's the symbol. That's the symbol. There we go. So the stock trades.
Whole time to drop this kind of shit. This is fucking powerful.
So the stock trades over the counter. The Canadian, really, the main market is the Canadian exchange. Over the counter is a little rough, and also in Frankfurt in Germany. But we gotta get the hookup from Scott to get into New York Stock Exchange. We gotta get a little sales first. But here's the deal, right? So right now the stock is trading at a whopping. You ready for this? 2.5 cents. Now. When we announced the deal 2 weeks ago, the deal was announced. The stock went from $0.015 to 3.5. It basically doubled. It doubled, in a day, because they knew, hey, the $1 trillion man is involved. I mean, like all bullshit aside, I've created $1 trillion in wealth for investors over 25. I mean, I'm doing this a long time. Working with many companies. So the stock is trading millions and millions of shares a day. This week was very slow, but the first 2 weeks. It's like the number 1 or the number 2 most active stock in Canada. If we were on the New York Stock Exchange, I mean, they would shut down the New York Stock Exchange. How big this is? Okay, I'm kidding. By the way, I gotta say something. Nothing here is legal advice. Nothing here is investment advice. This is not investment advice. Okay, we're not giving buy-sell recommendations.
You definitely got to sneak that in there. Yeah, I seen you.
Exactly. Not a solicitation to buy or sell securities. Okay, so Uzi, so here's the idea. Let me explain to you the investment concept. So basically, the way it works like this, right? It's a ground floor opportunity, right? The way it works, I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you something really cool. So the way it works is, if you read my book, and I'm not here to pump up the book. Hang on a second. Maybe I am going to pump up the book.
Pump it up.
Hey, since you're here, hang on a second. So I'm going to pump up the book. So the book, it's again #1 bestseller on Amazon, right there, #1 bestseller on Amazon. Look at this. There we go. How to make 10x, 100x profits in cheap stocks. We got a 4.1 rating, 4.1 out of 5 stars, only because we had some haters. I have a lot of haters. I got a lot of haters, and they left some bad comments just to mess with me. But the real comments are, people made a lot of money. People made life-changing wealth with some of these stocks. Anyway, the point is this. I'm not here to sell the book, but, what happens, Uzi, is that the whole premise of the book is that what I say is, look, if you want to make money with these stocks, there's a couple things that are important. You got to have what I call an asymmetric setup, meaning that you want to have the odds stacked in your favor. You can't just buy a stock. Oh, I'm going to double my money. Oh, no. If you're buying these penny stocks, you can't go for a double. You got to go for a 10x, 100x type gain, because it's like public venture capital, right? These are high risk stocks. You could easily lose all your money, right? So if you could lose all your money, your upside has to be commensurate with your risk, right? I mean,
so I think 10% jump, dude. Make 10%.
No, if you're going to do that, you can just as easily lose 50%. So you got to go for these things where you can make 10 times your money, and you can. So here's the setup. This is what you got to look for, right? You got to look for stocks where you're coming in at the ground floor, where the valuation is cheap. So right now, the whole valuation of this company is like $3 million, and that's like literally dirt cheap ground floor. Now I'm going to show you something. So I'm going to walk you through this quick. We're going to give you quick. Hang on a second.
Got some Momo scanners. Pull up the Momo scanner.
We're going to give the punters. We're going to give the punters some quick education here. So here's the chart. Uzi, are you follow charts? You're a Palladium guy. You follow charts, right?
I follow charts.
Okay, so you know charts, right? Okay, so what are we looking at here? Would you call this a double bottom? Breaking out of a double bottom?
I don't like the candlesticks. Take it off the candlesticks real quick.
No, it's not a candlestick. It's an open, but it's an open high low. It's a regular. It's open high low close. I hate candlesticks too.
It's not fully candlestick, but it's something.
No, it's a bar. It's a bar. It's a bar chart. It's a little bit goofy because it's the Yahoo Finance, but we got it's a double bottom right now. Here's what's crazy. Look where the stock has been in the past. $5 is what the chart shows. And my theory, it sounds ridiculous, and it's not. There's no scientific basis, but I always believe stocks like to go back to old highs because the path is. There's a whole bunch of psychological things. Everybody knows it's an old trader's maxim. So if this thing goes back to $5, that's a 200. Basically, you're going to make 200 times your money. Am I saying it's going to go back to $5? No, but I'll tell you why it can go to $1 or so. And by the way, this stock exploded to 12 cents just a few months ago. You see what's happening on the chart? It's breaking out of the 15 to 200-day moving average. You know about that moving average, right, Uzi? The moving average shit?
Well, with penny stocks, you really don't care about that. You just want to trade the hottest penny stocks of the week, pretty much. I know how that goes.
Volume,
momentum, etc.
I'm not a day trader. My thing is I look for like things where it's going to go to the moon. That's it. I don't want to. I want to make it 10 times. I don't want to make
swing trader, huh?
I'm a speculator. I'm like I can't day trade. That's not my thing. It's not my thing. I'm long term. I'm like because anyway. So here's what happens. So you got to break out of the 15 to 200-day moving average, right? So that's very bullish. And look what happened last time it broke out of that moving average. That was back in, when was this? Back in March. Look what happened. It went from 3 cents or 2 cents to 12 cents. And now we got that same setup and it's happening. Now look at the volume. Uzi, you see the volume? This week has been slow for whatever reason. But this is the volume. As soon as we announced the deal, the volume exploded. And here's the volume that was before. So there was no volume. Once they knew we're doing the watch business, pure play, there we go. Volume explodes. And we got the news. Look at this, Uzi. Here's the news. We got the news. New World Solutions. That's the parent company. So they own 51% of Dial Market, which is, Watch Reporter, basically. And, we got the watches, blah, 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 market opportunity, blah, blah, blah. By the way, next week, we're going to start talking about the stock. We haven't talked about it yet. Very few people know about this. Uzi, have I mentioned this anywhere yet? This is the first time. This is being mentioned for the first time.
I like it. This is perfect.
You're getting a breaking news story. Now,
what's the ticker on that?
Okay, so the U.S. So here's the problem. The U.S. ticker. I showed you the Canadian ticker. So it trades in the U.S. as REGRF, right? And the problem is, if anybody buys this over the counter in the U.S. for the next month, the trading is still kind of screwed up because we got to do a 15C211 filing or whatever. But it's not showing you the right information. The stock trade like 200,000 shares, but you got to put in limit orders. You cannot do market orders, so you got to be very, very careful because it's got a crazy bid ask. It's all like ridiculous. But it traded like 200,000 shares today. So it traded like 1 million shares the other day. Here's the thing. Look, the bottom line is, again, I'm not here to toot my own horn, right? But, again, you want to have, with these penny stocks, you want to have all the odds stacked in your favor. With any stocks, you got to have the odds stacked in your favor. So number one is you're getting in at the ground floor. You got a dirt cheap market cap, $2 million market cap. You got the chart breaking out, right? Let me see. Let me go back to the chart. You got a breakout on the chart, which is very bullish. The market is basically telling us that this is a buy. So for all the Canadians out there, news is the symbol. For the Germans, it's RT5 in Frankfurt.
Where can you buy this at? It's not on Robinhood. I don't see it on Robinhood.
Oh, Robinhood is for pikers. No, you got to go like you got to get a real account. You got to go like Interactive Broker. You might try Fidelity, REGRF. You might try Fidelity, but I would say you got to go. You got to do like Interactive Brokers or like Trade Zero. You got to get like a more sophisticated brokerage account, which will allow you to trade this. Because what's going to happen is about a month from now, then it's going to be on Robinhood and everywhere else. But by then, I think the stock could be trading a lot higher. Again, not advice, but you know, exactly, Gildan, exactly. So here, exactly. So here's the deal, right? So let me tell you. So the odds are in your favor because there's three things going for you. Number one is you got the story, you got the cheap market cap. You're coming in at the ground floor, as you can see on the chart. Ground floor. Number three, very important. You got a lot of catalysts. I'll tell you how this could be a $1 stock very easily.
Palladium. Palladium is the catalyst.
That's a good one. Now, by the way, did I tell you when I was a kid, I worked at the Palladium Futures Pit? I was phone clerk. Yeah. Platinum and Palladium. I worked for a guy named Tony Selly. Anyway, you know, none of these other guys. Hang on. How do I pull this back? The camera doesn't go. Okay, shit. Let me do this. There we go. There's the book. Okay, 10-bagger blueprint on Amazon. How many other public company CEOs have written a #1 bestseller book that tells you how? Because here's the if you do like the math, right? The math is this. If you read the book, it also backwards. It tells you also how to make a stock go up 10x, right? Because that's what I do, right? In other words, I understand there's a system. There is literally a system to make a stock go up. Now, whether it goes up 300%, 1,000%, it goes up 50x. It depends on different factors. By the way, you know, there's a client company I had a long time ago. I had a couple of companies that went up literally over 100x. Now, did I buy the stocks? No. One of them was a stock called UZI. You ever watch those shows where the cops show you the body cam footage?
Of course, yeah.
At the bottom, it says Axon. So the company that was my client was called Taser at the time. And they make the tasers, you know, that shoots the taser at you. The taser gun?
I have a taser too.
You got a taser? Okay. So when that thing came out, right, this company was public. I think they signed up with me like in 2003, I think it was, 2002. And it went public, I think $14. The stock collapsed. It was at around $1.50. Everybody was saying it was a scam. And, you know, I think they presented at one of our conferences, right, or something. And I remember sitting in the room with this guy, Phil Smith, that's the CEO now. He was like a kid. He was like my age. He was like 30 or whatever. And his father was the chairman. And I thought I thought they were scam artists, frankly. And because I'm interviewing the son, you know, for the video we're doing, right? And the father starts yelling at him. Right in front of me, like saying, "No," you know, because he's saying, "You're not being promotional enough." No, son, it was crazy, right? And I thought it was goofy. And the taser thing, people were saying it's kind of good. But you know what made that company, what saved that company? This was right after 9/11, right? I don't know, Uzi, I don't know how old you are, but right after 9/11, there was a whole push for these like homeland security stocks, anything to do with whatever bullshit homeland. And they were trying to get these tasers to the air marshals and whatever. So it became a whole, that saved the company. So Osama bin Laden literally saved that company. If it wasn't for Osama bin Laden, this company would not be where it is. That stock went from $1.50. Today it's $387. $387.
I can't find my login for Fidelity anywhere. So I can't check out your stock, your new gen, whatever it's called.
No. REGRF. So we got to get Scott. We got to get Scott to get us on the New York Stock Exchange. So, you know, I want to ring that bell. But okay, so here's the concept. And Scott, you can leave your comments. You tell me what you think of this. Here's the idea, right? Very simple. Look, right now the market valuation is $2 million, right? Now, Uzi, you know the watch business, right? The watch business, you're doing stuff like Rolex, whatever it is. Look, you know we got 4,000, 3,800 members on this channel. I got like 14,000 people on Instagram. We got email. We got about 18,000 people in the universe, right?
The show is huge. You know, the show is huge.
No, it's small. But we got about probably 30 or 40 heavy hitters. You know, guys you only see one or two of them, guys with like multi-million-dollar collections. There's only a few of them. The majority of the people who watch this are regular guys. And like we got a couple of Rolexes, $10,000, $20,000, $50,000 collections. But there's like 10,000 of those guys. In total, there's about $200 million in this universe, right? And I believe that once our e-commerce channel launches and we have the right service, because I think the idea is if we provide a boutique service where it's a professional service, you get a good price for your trade and your sale, you get proper advice. We're not here to sell you garbage. The vintage stuff is fully described. We can get 5% of those people to do business with us. So I think we can do 10 million a year in business. Probably, over the next 18 months, we can hit that run rate. And Rolex sells itself. If we have $1 million in inventory in Rolex, that stuff sells itself. The margin is, 5-10%, right? But that, most of these guys, they do 12 turns a year, right? That inventory turns over 12 times a year, right? So if you're doing the math, if you're following so far, if we're doing 10 million in revenues, right, which I think we could easily do off of a $1 million base in inventory, which, we can get, that's $100 million valuation, right? I think we can get a 10x multiple. So because, it's a digitally enabled company, e-commerce, hyper growth, velocity, you got all the marketing, you're going to get a 10x multiple in revenues if we can maintain that, high growth rate. So that's $100 million valuation. You do the math, divide that by the number of shares outstanding. Let's say there's going to be 200 million shares out. Right now, there's about 120 or whatever it is. That's 50 cents a share. Okay, that's 50 cents a share. Excuse me. Wait, I'm sorry. It's wait. 100 million, but 50 cents a share. That's right. Is that right? 50 cents? 50 cents a share. Right now, the stock is 2 cents a share. So if I'm right, if we do things right, now again, there's a lot of things that can go wrong. It's all, so, we got a plan, execution, etc. But if we do it right, basically we put together the inventory. I got to bring in, here's the thing. I got to bring in a few key people. I got to bring in a good buyer because I'm not going to do this. I can't, that's not my talent. I don't know how to buy and sell watches. I mean, I could buy whatever. I can't buy and sell watches. All that's, you need guys who are professional, right? So we got a couple of guys shortlisted, whatever. But but there's a million of these guys, right? We got a public company. We can give people stock. Everybody can make a lot of money, right? We can pay people in stocks. That way, it's a win-win situation for everybody, right? So people are going to be incentivized, right? So a guy comes in, so he's going to make money. He's going to get a percentage of profits, right? He's going to get some stock options. So if he produces, right, if this guy turns over that inventory 12 times a year at a 10% margin, he's going to get a good reward, right? He's going to get some options. He's going to make, I'll tell you what, he's going to make $1 million from his options, right?
I wrote your ticker down. I'll be trading it on Fidelity Monday morning.
Not advice. We're not giving investment advice here. This is not a buy sell recommendation. Okay, now back to the pitch, right?
Do you guys recommend me buy the REGRF tomorrow, Monday morning, guys? I'm desperate here. This guy sounds like he's got a really good company to invest in. I just need some help.
Uzi, are you shilling? You're not getting paid for this stuff.
No.
Anyway, so okay. By the way, it also trades in Frankfurt. Actually, the Frankfurt market is more liquid. So if what's his name? Who's our German friend? Who's our good German friend? What's his name? Jonathan Higgins III, Quayle Higgins. He can buy this in Frankfurt.
He's done.
RT5 is the symbol, right? So anyway, bottom line is this, right? So I think we got a path for this thing to go from 2 cents to 50 cents.
If lines, please. I'm too stupid to read the verticals. Can we put it in line format, please?
I'm trying. What, you're talking about a straight line?
Yes, the line format, the normal little.
No, it is. No, it is. It is. No, it is. The problem is
it's right there, line, dude. Look, it says line. The first fucking thing.
Oh, you want a basic line? Oh, yes, you want a basic line?
Yeah, the lines.
Oh, this is what you want? You want this?
Lines.
That's what you want?
Yes.
Okay.
That's where I get my intuition from. Lines.
Okay, okay, white lines. Okay, so you see what's going on here? Every time this thing breaks out of that 50 and the 200 moving average, look what happened in 2021. Look what happened. It went from 14 cents to $4. That's an outlier.
Look at that volume.
Now look what's going on right now. The same thing is happening. It's breaking out of that 50 and 200-day moving average again. Okay, it's happening again. Listen, it's a pattern. It's a pattern. Listen. Here's what I always say.
Could you show a weekly chart? That's how stupid I am. Let's see the weekly with the lines. Yeah.
You want to see a weekly? Hang on a second. $5-year, and this is kind of retarded looking.
Yeah,
it's fucked up.
Thinking of this 5-year shit. What the fuck is going on?
It doesn't get it gets old. It gets distorted because of past data, like crazy. Like, I mean, if you go all the way back, this was like a 90, some crazy $90 number. I mean, it's not relevant to this thing. Like, it's not going to $90. I can almost promise you that the stock is not going to $90.
Bring it to 1 minute then. Because how weird this chart is. Bring it to 1 minute. The whole way up.
How about we do 4 hours?
1 minute. See what it does.
Yeah, it's going to get distorted. It doesn't have. Hang on. Okay, hang on. Here we go. 4-hour chart.
Yeah, it's like a year chart though.
You want a 6-month chart?
1, 2. Dude, click 1 day. Click 1 day on that. Why are you doing fucking?
Uzi, it doesn't trade that much. It doesn't trade that much where you can see a 5 minute on a day. It doesn't have that much volume. It's not there yet. It's not there yet. It's got to be. It's not there yet. Hopefully it will be, but right now we're still in the early stages. Like what this stock is, right? This stock is basically, it's like it's making a comeback, right? This is one of these. It's called a fallen angel, right? It was a high flyer. It collapsed. It's a new story. It's a whole new thing right now. That's what this is. So this is let me pull this up. Okay. So anyway, bottom line is this, right? So you got a setup here. You got a setup where the odds are stacked in your favor. You got a cheap valuation. You're coming in at the ground floor, and you got the guy kind of running it. Knows how to make stocks go up. I mean, again, I'm saying legally, professionally, all that stuff. I mean, most of these guys, they don't know what the hell they're doing. Most of these knucklehead CEOs of these penny stocks, I mean, these guys, 90% of them are grifters, especially the Canadians. And the others, they don't know what they're doing. That's why they hire me. Why do you think these companies pay me money? Because they don't know how to do it themselves, right? I'm doing the work for free for the company because I'm basically here to make the stock go up. I got a bunch of stock. I want to get this to $1. That's my personal goal. I want to get this to $1 as fast as possible. And then I'm going to move to Pittsburgh and, get into palladium recycling.
That's it.
So anyway, so there's a path. Now, again, what's going to happen? We don't know. But I do think, okay, so let's say I'm half right. Let's say all this is bullshit. And one thing I can tell you, charts don't lie. They tell you the truth in advance. This chart is extremely bullish.
You just hit the 1 day on the bottom left, on the bottom for me. Why can't you just click it? Just click the fucking.
I did. I just did. Okay, you want to do? Okay, you want
to? Yeah, 1 day.
It doesn't show you anything. It doesn't show you anything. It's not. There's not enough volume to show you a pattern. It's not. What does it show you? It doesn't tell you anything. Trust me, Uzi.
It's a 5 day.
It's also not going to be enough. It's not going to be enough. You need at least 6 months.
Damn, what's that, like sine waves right there? What are they, sine waves?
No, because you got to have a lot of trading in order to make it. I know what you're looking for, but this stock is not trading that much volume yet. It's got, for a stock to show like a real pattern, you got to have like, serious volume every day consistently. Then you're going to have a pattern. Until then, you're going to get this. But even all that said and done, the data is still the same. The moving average stuff, this is a very bullish thing when a stock goes above the 50 to 200-day moving average. And especially when you're going to get like the golden cross next week, it crosses to 50 to 200. Very bullish. Anyway, bottom line is, let's say I'm only half right. Let's say I'm only half right, right? let's say the stock only goes, let's say we do only 5 million in revenues and it's valued at 10x, 50 million. So the stock will only be 25 cents. Maybe it only goes to 10 cents. You only make 10 times your money. Uzi, would you be upset?
Square waveform, meaning in stocks.
Uzi, would you be upset if you only made 5 times your money or 10 times your money?
Yes, I would be very upset. No, of course not. What if you put $100,000 in there?
I wouldn't put 100 grand in there.
5x is
we're not making recommendations, but listen, these are high risk stocks. It definitely can go to zero just as easily as it can go to $1. It could go either way. It's like a binary bet almost. So that's basically what it is. But anyway, should we go back to the Phillips auction? Triple. Anyway, bottom line is I'm very bullish on the watch market. We got a pure play stock in the watch space. And again, not a buy sell recommendation. We're not here. We're not giving advice. We're not giving investment advice. But I can tell you the stock is looking very good. And next week, I don't know, it could be very exciting. All right, Uzi, check it out. Again, do your own due diligence.
I'll day trade that stock. I'll probably lose my money, but I'll gamble. Yeah.
We have guys day trading that stock actually, but it's the Canadians because it's much more liquid in Canada. And these low-life degenerate day traders, they're day trading it literally to make half a penny. They buy it at 2 cents, sell it at 2.5. At 2.5, sell for 3. That's what all day long. There's guys trying to make a half a penny on the stock. I mean, it's a lot actually. Because how much is half a penny on 3 cents? That's like 15% basically, right? 15%.
Like percentages, yeah. So if you throw in like 20 grand and just gamble.
I mean, look, for 20 grand, you can buy 1 million shares, right? You buy 1 million shares, you make half a penny in 1 million shares. How much is that? That's $500? Is it? How much is it?
I think percentages. I don't know.
Oh, sorry, no. Wait. On 1 million shares, you make half a penny. It's $5,000. Because if you buy the stock at 2.5 cents, right? You buy the stock at 2.5 cents. That's 25,000. You sell it at 3 cents. You made $5,000 basically. How much is that? That's about 20%.
So if you put in $20,000 and you make 10%, how much is that?
No, it's swinging 20%. It does 20% swings a day basically.
No, that's my question. If you put in 20 grand and you make 10% profit, how much money? 2,000 what?
Dollars.
It's roughly 2,000. It's not exactly 2,000 though.
No, it's not because the stock it trades at half penny.
2,222, I think, right?
Okay, I don't have a calculator. What do you think? I got a calculator.
20,000 right now. 20,000.
Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. You profit.
Whatever.
It's
whatever it is. Yeah.
When the price goes up more and more and more and more, that matters. How to figure out that sort of percent matters.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. I mean, listen, the problem is until the stock breaks above a nickel, and again, I'm not saying it's going to break above, I'm not saying where it's going, anything like that. But if it does break above a nickel, that's usually when the thing becomes serious. Because between here and a nickel, you got all these low-life day traders trying to make half a penny. Once it goes above a nickel, then you get more serious people come in, a dime. It becomes different levels. Anyway, Uzi, thank you for joining the channel. Super Chat, you're the show sponsor here, $9.99. We got a big heavy duty. What is that watch you got there? What is that watch you're showing?
That's the one that's one of one. I bought that the other week. It's I think the guy from Rolex owned this watch actually.
No, you didn't buy that watch. Get out of here.
I bought that watch. It's one of one.
That's the platinum.
I don't want to put myself out there. I don't want to be in danger.
That's the Yacht Master. That's the Yacht Master favorite watch. The Yacht Master. Made for the. I think it was made for the distributor in Germany or somewhere or in South America, made out of platinum or whatever it was. I think it was white gold. I don't know, platinum, white gold, one of those.
It's platinum. Yeah, that's my platinum watch.
It is platinum. Okay. I think the dial is kind of dull. You know, it's a little bit boring. It's kind of gray.
No, it's nice. It's like a creamy color. It's got them diamonds. Got that blue. With
Oh,
there's gotta
really?
be
Okay.
rubies. Rubies. No, not
I know
rubies.
you've been.
Sapphire. Sapphire.
Oh, okay. No, I know you've been getting to some heavy hitters. I know you got that Patek white gold sapphire Nautilus, right? That allegedly. We don't know where it is, but allegedly.
Blue stones, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, all right, Uzi. Listen, thank you for joining. We'll be back Sunday night.